These young fools, so certain of their morality. What do they know, eh? Here. Bravery and stupidity are one and the same. I should know. I did not survive the tragedy of Shinar just to forget its lessons. Shinar was a research outpost built out in the far reaches of space. We were humble scientists, studying the land and making discoveries. It was, which makes it all the more tragic. It was taken from us. There was a shipwreck with a lone survivor. We rescued him, brought him back, and treated his wounds. He repaid us by stealing our ship, wrecking our comms, and leaving us there to die. All because we gave him shelter. Because we did the right thing. On the contrary, to continue to do a foolish thing is the definition of insanity. The pirate was the smart one, taking advantage of our foolishness. I've all but given up on finding him, but if you feel the need, here are the coordinates. I cannot speak to what you'll find there, but it may point you to what you seek. He was a real bear of a man. Soft-spoken, but forceful. What few words he used, he didn't mince. A man like that tends to get respect, but it's all a ruse. And he fooled us just long enough to give us the slip. I grow weary of this galaxy. I try to keep myself hydrated. Of course I thought about it. Every day for 2 years. Until it consumed me. But then I realized there was no goddamn point to any of it. Even if I kill him, so what? My friends, my colleagues are all dead. Whoever Caruso is, let God be his judge. And if there is no God, then we're all doomed anyway. I am against volunteering for any fight I've no stake in, yes. Once you open your eyes, see the world for what it really is, you'll realize the truth. All things you believe honorable and chaste mean nothing when you are cold and starving and crossing swords with death. So many good people were lost.
What do you think about this refugee, Caruso?
Quiet man, hard worker, keeps to himself mostly.
I mean, his ship didn't look like it was built for trade. And some of the details of his story don't add up.
You think he's a smuggler?
I think he's worse.
Relax. Even if you're right, the man can barely stand. He's no threat to the outpost.
At the very least, we should lock him up. Treat him like a prisoner.
Well, you'll have to take it up with the group. I think you're overreacting. What's happening? What's wrong?
It's Caruso. He's taken everything. The ship. Our supplies.
What about the food storage? The water?
It's gone, Bernard. All of it.
When is the next supply run? Home base will notice if we don't check in.
We won't get a resupply in time. He waited until we restocked before making his move. Don't you see? There is no way out from this.
No, we will find a way to survive. Trust me, we will.
Materials for documentation.
Hold up, stranger. This outpost belongs to the citizens of New Babylon. State your business, or kindly leave. You mean Big Hal? Well, any friend of his is a friend of ours. Head on through. You'll find him in the back, helping out with the water pump. Can't miss him. He's the one with the grimace.
Fine. This thing is so stupid.
Easy now. If the filters are fine, then what's the next step?
The next step is we blow up this machine and strip it for parts.
Or you can check the pressure valve.
Or I can check the freaking valve. I think you're right. I didn't install it properly. That explains why the pump's malfunctioning.
Good. Take a break to cool off. Then get your tools. Do I know you, friend? Oh, I think you have the wrong man. I'm just a farmer. Wait. Not here. Not in front of the boy. Follow me. Shinar. I regret what happened there. But I'd rather not have this conversation in front of the others. No, not yet. This outpost has been through a lot from even before I came here. But as you can see, it's starting to thrive. have some privacy there. Now, let's get one thing straight. I'm not here to fight you, Hunter. But before you take me in, I just want to say my piece. The truth is, I've been waiting for you. Yes, I am the one who left Shinar to die. My crimes are many, and without redemption. But I don't fear death, Hunter. My blood is rancid, my bones rotten. If you seek my life, well, then you'll be disappointed. There's no life left to take. Regardless, I've accepted my fate. But it's not my fate I'm concerned about. The others in this outpost, they depend on me. For them, my absence will be an expensive purchase. And for their sake, I will not yield. I do. My terms are as follows. In exchange for my submission, I would like you to help me resolve some pressing issues here. When that work is done, I will turn myself in, or end my life. Whatever the people decide. Good. Then let me explain what comes next. When I arrived here, I found a place in dire straits. It's better now, but there's still work to be done. Repairs are needed, physically and emotionally. I will need your help with both. Of course, I have a list. For one, I'd like to automate some of the work here. To do that, we need to fix the Model A unit by the junkyard. Second, we need to restore this place of worship. We can solve a lot of social issues through sermon and prayer. Human labor is costly. There are a number of processes we need to automate. There is a utility robot at the junkyard that could alleviate a lot of issues, but it's lacking a power cell. I had a similar thought. The junkyard might have the parts, but the magnet is hooked up to the same power source. You'll need to talk to Ivica, the supply coordinator. I've been trying to convince him to shift around the outpost's power distribution with little luck. Maybe you'll be able to sway him. He fears losing his job, but the robot's a tool. It's not meant to replace him. I have a plan, but let's handle the matter of the robot first. Making my rounds, there's much to do besides the tasks I gave you. Recently, I've been acting as the outpost leader, with Zaina retiring. I'll be around if you have other questions. Once we finish the outpost, it's her time. She's older and would like to return home. The outpost has voted me as her successor. That will have to change. We'll talk more later.
There is a lot that needs doing here. But outside of her, no one wants to actually do the work. I saw you talking to Caruso. I may owe him a favor, but we can't waste power cells on a piece bucket of bolts that does more harm than good. Oh, so you've bought into their propaganda too? Robots can't be trusted to do work that was meant to be done with human hands. Because robots need parts, maintenance, things we don't readily have. If we depend on them and they break down, lives could be lost. There is no substitute for human brains and human hands. Then perhaps we are in agreement. The robot is a useless heap of shit, but the parts are not. If, instead of repairing it, you were to break it, I could use the spare parts to fix the mining machine. It's got a blown PCM. And with a few tweaks, the parts from that Model A can fix it. We can use it to blast through the rock and get the ore behind it. But Caruso keeps insisting the robot is better. And then I won't overrule him. One word. Magnets. The robot likes to go to the junkyard and dig for spare parts. If you turn on the magnet while it's searching, it will scramble its egg. Yes, so do I. You will need a power cell to turn it on. Here, this should do the trick. Come back to me when it's done and we'll upgrade the generator.
Items deemed unhelpful to corpse.
Ibiza says Sunny is lazy, but
Grace and Sunny Kim couldn't be more different as siblings. You have to wonder if Sunny was adopted. Chwala Puno. You've done this entire outpost a service. No more lazy workers reliant on robots. And I can use the ore to improve things around here, starting with the generators. That should be enough to satisfy Caruso. And if it isn't, screw it. We know better.
I'll make my daily rounds. I trust you can keep our discussion private. Ivica says a lot of things, not all of them true. But the ore will be of use. Mining it will be beneficial.
The mineral content of this soil is ideal for
I'll make my... You being here is kismet. The Reaper coming to collect. I just thought I had more time. Good. I know Ivica thinks it'll replace him, but there's plenty of other work to be done for a man of his skill set. The community center is a perfect place for sermons and prayer. The problem is the local pastor, Yates, has been accused of theft. He says he's innocent. I believe him. We'll need to get him sober and out of prison. I'd start with Yates himself and Sasha, his jailer. When you're done, find Caspian. He was there during the theft and has information I'd like you to investigate. A strong moral center is the backbone of any settlement. Religious guidance provides it. Don't worry about me being a flight risk. I won't fight what's already written. You being here is kismet. Not right now. Let's finish the work first. Understood. I'll be around if you have other questions.
Enough with poetry, Yates. Just tell me where you hid the supplies.
The Falcon cannot hear the Falconer.
Fine,
Things
have
fall
it your
apart.
way. Rot in
The
the
center
cell for all I
cannot
care.
Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world.
I'm too old for
Blood
this shit.
and tide is loosed, and everywhere. Discern. Nor dread nor hope attend a dying animal. A man awaits his end, dreading and hoping all. Alas, my friend, I don't even know anymore. Maybe it's me. Is it? They're not even my words. Who's to say what's well about it? In fact, I find myself struggling to find value in anything written or spoken. Words are the cheapest currency, after all, and so easily counterfeited. Said the liar to the fool, but I will happily play my part. The floor is yours. What brings you, stranger, to this humble priest? I am accused of stealing supplies, but I contest that notion. I am not a thief, but a victim of theft. What has been stolen from me is my faith in justice and goodwill. So Hal has not yet given up on me. A saint, that man. I would say angel, but I no longer believe in such things. I take it he wants me to lead the house of worship. Then I must disappoint him. Even if you were to find the supply thief and clear my name, I have lost it. My faith. So if Hal wishes me to preach, then as a wise man once said, he's shit out of luck. As are you. There is nothing to tell. I am guilty of being a faithless drunk. Rather than actually investigate the crime, Sasha believes a pointed finger is adequate evidence. As for who pointed it, take your pick. They're all angled in this direction. Calamite, a material for crafting a number of items, from suits to medical chems. It's the chems part that makes me a suspect, which is a false correlation. Yes, my appetite for liquor is nothing short of prodigious, but I have never touched a chem. If that is your wish, my dear Sisyphus, I will not stop you. Talk to the guard and clear my name. Perform thy miracle. I've no clue who you are or what brought this on, but as the bard says, fortune brings in some boats that are not steered. You mean like the poet? Heavens no. It's a sobriquet, and a derogatory one at that. That's what they give people too unoriginal to speak their own words. My real name is unimportant. Clever retort. He would give you the shirt off his back. Do you know how I know? This shirt I'm wearing. It's his. I have no faith in anything. In other words, I am a free agent, taking applications to serve as the mouth of God, or gods, or no God at all. That would require a messiah, And, my friend, I am hardly Messiah material. The snake god? Surely you jest. And what would you recommend? I find their ideology hopeless. If a man is without a soul, then he is but a rock, caught in time's endless river. Day by day he's eroded by the stream, shrinking to a pebble and ground to gravel and dust. That is not something I want to preach. I want a world where we are more than dust. And what would you recommend? I do know his message well enough to preach it, but where was he when I was made to suffer for a crime I didn't commit? A tenet I once preached dutifully, but my time here has eroded my faith. I will ruminate on this discussion. You have given me much to ponder. Farewell. Only God knows when we shall meet again.
Just be mindful. Make dedicated pathways to avoid what we
Big Hal's one of those guys who speaks from his chest. Sometimes it feels like he can knock you back with his breath. Big Hal is good people. He also knows a lot about weapons. First thing he did when he got here is fix the sights on my gun. My cop instincts tell me he used to be a military man or something, but he's a very private person. Do you mean if I've got security training? Not really. I started out as the neighborhood watch. The whole thing was originally supposed to be on a weekly rotation. But every week I was the only volunteer, so it ended up just becoming my job. Hal put you up to this? It's an open and shut case. Yates is obviously the perp. The guy wouldn't know sobriety if it kicked him in the privates. 1, he's always high. 2, the theft stopped as soon as I locked him up. Oh yeah, Sunny Kim says she saw Yates creeping around the supply area on more than one occasion. Then he's gonna have to make amends with whatever god he serves, and quick. He stole calamite from the supply tent. It's a rare, unique material that can be used to craft stuff. I talked to Caspian about it. He was the one working the tent when the supplies were stolen. All right. Let me know if I can answer anything else. Back to it, then.
My dad founded this place, but he passed a while ago. I didn't know him well. I'm not assigned to anything yet. I fill in for the others when they need a break. These days, I'm mostly just Hal's understudy. He knows just about everything, so I'm trying to soak up the knowledge like a sponge. Because everyone here thinks I'm a screw-up. And I get it. Sometimes I'll break stuff, lose things. But it just takes me a few tries to figure stuff out. Once I do, I'm solid. Hal's the only one who understood that. Yeah, I was doing maintenance on it, and I messed something up with the valve. I just rush through things sometimes, and it always bites me in the ass. When I was born. You're looking at the only naturally born citizen of New Babylon. Problem is, there hasn't been one since. I know Grace is looking into some of the reasons why, but so far, no results. What, like I'm a miracle baby? Nah, it's the opposite. Everyone here thinks I'm hopeless. Which is stupid. I've been here longer than anyone except Zaina. They should show some respect. Oh, nice. Are you gonna help us bust Yates out? He totally didn't do it. Just ask Hal. It's not just any man, though. It's Hal. He's the glue that keeps this shit together. Yeah, I'll tell you what I told Sasha. So the night it all went down, I was organizing the supplies over here, trying to get my system right. That's when I dropped a box of mason jars. So I tried to pick up the broken glass and put it in this box, and I cut my fingers. Stupid, I know. So now there's blood and glass everywhere, so I turned to look for a broom. And then out of nowhere, I feel this sharp, jabbing pain in my neck. I start to turn around, and then boom, I pass out. Oh yeah, I've seen people in crime shows use animal tranquilizers. That juice will knock out in a Sealy's. Hal wanted to look in the dumpster bins for anything suspicious. But then the water pump broke and, yeah, that's when you showed up. Yeah, Hal and I thought it would be best to lock it down until we could do a little sleuthing. But if you're on the case, I can give you the key. Cool, here's the key. If you find anything, I'd check back with Hal on what to do next.
How so?
Well, before I was sitting, perfectly content. Now I am waiting, and it's killing me.
Hopefully you won't have to wait much longer. Once we finish the outpost business, we can settle ours. Well, it's a chem. That doesn't mean it's related to Yates.
I would not know a chem if it fell into my tonsils.
He can say that, but I don't think this helps our case. Let's take a look. Surgical gloves, and there's blood on them, and a syringe, possibly a tranquilizer. This seems to corroborate what Caspian told me, provided the blood is his. We could take the items to Dr. Kim to verify, but she's the only one with the equipment and expertise to test the blood and find a match. I see. We may not have a choice. She's the only one who can analyze the blood sample. Very well. Deliver it to Dr. Kim. See if the blood matches Caspian's. If so, it validates his story. In the meantime, I'll be here.
Always nice to get. These late nights are doing me in. I've come here on a research grant. Settlers living on the fringes provide a lot of interesting data. How does the gravity, weather, and nutrients found in alien environments affect the human body over time? In exchange, I provide medical services for the group. Oh god, no. I keep all chems, syringes, and equipment under lock and key. Medicine is a powerful tool, but one easily abused. Oh, what do you have there? Surgical gloves and a used syringe. Did you find these in the trash? I would advise you against handling such things. Not unless I have to perform surgery, and that hasn't happened in months. But I do occasionally dissect local fauna to see if they can provide anything useful. Oh, I thought... maybe it was from a creature I dissected. I'd have to run a test, but I haven't personally done any procedure like that. It's most likely from a dissection. I don't remember, okay? And I don't keep everything on my computer. I have written documentation too. Of course, I'm the only one here with access to surgical gloves and equipment. What are you getting at? I'd have to run an analysis, but I'd put money on it. Theft, most likely? Yates may have stolen it from my lab to fulfill his chem habit. What do you think? Did he do it? Then we have to rely on Sasha's investigation. If she thinks Yates did it, then he'll need to serve time for it. If you need patching up, I can... Oh, what do you have there? Did you find these in the trash? I can do this for you with the caveat it's likely contaminated at this point. The result won't be conclusive proof of anything. That being said, I'll still try to provide an answer for you. It'll only take a second to get a result. We can just mix it with a serum here to see if it produces antibodies. Looks like a type AB positive. As a matter of fact, that would be Yates. And I believe he's already in custody. What do you think? Did he do it? What? Why would I do that? If you're going to make such a heavy accusation, I hope you can back it up. You're right. I am the most qualified here. I can see where you're going with this. I get your point, and I'm not saying the sample is foolproof either. Yates might be innocent, like you say. I know, it's hard to argue against that. That's true. I don't have an answer for that. True, I can see why it would look suspicious. Fine. I admit it. I took the supplies. I was trying to get the blood sample for my research. When things got messy, I stole the calamite knowing it'd point to Yates. I'd hoped Sasha would let Yates go with a slap on the wrist, but she turned it into this whole thing. A bloodhound is going to want meat. I just gave it to her. Anyway, there. You have the truth. So what now? Are you going to turn me in? Or is there room to negotiate here? Keep in mind, I am the only doctor in this outpost. You say I took the calamite for medicine, but forgot to log the transfer. We blame the whole thing on negligence. In exchange, I'll give you half price on medical treatment. And I'll owe you a favor. I'd feel better if you took something, but fine. You're still in bed with me regardless. Here's the calamite. That should be enough to clear Yates. Just keep your end of the bargain.
This big break in the case you pulled out of the rabbit's hat.
Not me. Talk to the newcomer. They've been investigating on my behalf.
All right, out with it. Hal says you got some new info that'll exonerate Yates. Well, I'll be damned. And where did you get this? You expect me to believe that after what happened to Caspian? The man was drugged. True. And if the doc vouches for your story, then I'll take it as gospel. You hear that, Yates? It's a miracle. You're free to go.
Sometimes miracles are just people doing their jobs.
Yeah. Don't stomp the ice, Yates. It's real thin.
It seems thy act of God has been performed. I thank you for having faith where I had none. In our past conversation, you recommended I revisit my faith in the Sanctum Universum. Would you support preaching their scripture here? You were the one who freed me and restored my faith. Who better? Very well. We will preach the scripture of the Sanctum Universum. I suppose I should also thank Hal for his part in this. Not sure where he went off to, though.
You have some nerve dropping this on me now.
I'm sorry, Zaina. I meant no malice. I only seek justice for my crimes.
And what about the people here? Do we not get a say?
That's why I suggested a vote.
What you're asking for is a trial. But fine, if you want a damn jury, let it be us. Then it's settled. We're putting it to a vote.
As long as I'm given the opportunity to confess. But in the interest of fairness, I don't know for certain what happened to Shinar after I left. Perhaps the visitor would be better served to speak to that.
If such a person exists, then their testimony would be more than welcome. For my part, I'll try to get the word out about the trial and what it means for this outpost, especially given recent events. Oh, and one other thing. If the vote ends up a tie, I'd like you to break it. Yeah, hopefully. Regardless, it looks like we have a long day ahead of us. We best get to it.
I'm free. The air smells sweeter. Foul still, but sweeter. That may or may not be my own breath. I'm free. The air smells sweeter. Foul still, but sweeter. That it feels divine. Ah, I see. So Hal has confessed. He confided in me long ago. I never spoke a word of it, of course. In his own way, yes. But now that Hal has come forward, the greater question, of course, is what to do about it. Fair. I do believe he is a changed man, but my opinion bears no more weight than that of his victims. But I digress. In closing, I will leave you with the words of Clarice Lispector. Who has not asked himself at some time or other, am I a monster, or is this what it means to be a person? Well said. Either way, I don't know if Hal Caruso is a good man. I don't know if the act of becoming good constitutes atonement. But when the vote comes, we will have to decide for ourselves what he deserves.
Just keep your end of the deal. Why? Is he sick? That's a heavy accusation, but I know better than to doubt you. I assume you have proof. Interesting. Well, in that case, I just have one question. Am I free to vote the way I want to? Or are you telling me how to vote, per our deal? Really? I didn't expect that. Well, I guess I'll go have a chat with Zaina, see which way the wind's blowing. Goodbye.
Vito's good with a wrench, but boy does he like to complain. Yeah? He's amazing, right? No way. I know he hasn't talked much about his past, but I know what he's done here. This outpost wouldn't be here without him. There must be some mistake. Well, we've got to vote for his freedom. There's no other vote to make. Unless we don't leave it up to chance. I'm gonna have to think on this, but there's gotta be a way. See ya.
Sometimes I see the light on in Grace's tent all night. That woman could use a break. He's been real busy as of late, hasn't he? Well, what is it this time? Big Hal? Sure, he looks intimidating, but that man wouldn't hurt a heat leech. Did you talk to anyone else about this? I'd hate for word to spread if it ain't true. Fair enough. If what you say is true, then yeah, the law's the law. But I need to hear it from Hal myself. Stay safe.
We had a deal, stranger. I suggest you honor it. Good man. Works hard, keeps to himself. But I take it that's not what you want to discuss. Huh. Doesn't surprise me. What does that have to do with me? Well, if he's done something that serious, he should answer to the law. Still, based on his work ethic, he's a changed man. Exile might be the best option. Either way, I will do my own research and vote when I know enough. Do widzenia.
What's up? You know, another weirdo in the camp. Lucky me. Name's Sunny, with an I. I run the farm here. Also, I'm kind of a bitch. Nice to meet you. Jeez, what century are you from? He's great. Works day and night and doesn't bitch. I wonder if he's single. Gracie? She got all the brains in the family. That's okay. I got this cool hat, so joke's on her. But yeah, she's my sis. We look out for each other because at the end of the day, if blood don't have your back, who does? Kicking and screaming, basically. My parents forced me to come here and live with my sis after I got into some shit back in Neon. Joke's on them. Now I shovel shit for a living. Kill me. Hal Caruso is boring. You trying to bore me to death? Oh, snap, for real? Is he like a serial killer or some shit?
A vote sounds amazeballs. Think of the drama. I gotta get a Vitsa to build us one of those old-school guillotines. We'll stick Hal's fat head inside, and it'll be just whoop. Then we can all place bets on how far it'll roll. I always do. But you did do me a solid with Rusty, so maybe I'll do as you say. Favor for a favor. Mm-hmm.
You again. Did you ever find Shinar? Yes. The conditions were rough, but together we had tamed its hazards. It saddens me to think of all the knowledge we lost. And to think the one responsible for the deaths is still roaming free. What? You found him? And how is he? Dead? Tortured? No? This isn't good enough for that man! Outsiders will not know the pain that man has caused. But I suppose that is why you are here. You want me to bear witness. Understood. Give me the coordinates, and I'll put the nail in his oversized coffin. Reformed? A scorpion like Hal Caruso will never change his nature. But I will tell him in person, thanks to you.
Hal's confessed to some serious crimes. This isn't that simple.
His deeds here should count for something. Are we not more than the sum of our mistakes?
Pretty big mistake, though. How do we know he's not gonna do a sequel?
My sister's right. This isn't just any crime. He stole a ship and left an entire outpost to die.
And how do we know Shinar wasn't dead in the water? You heard him. He wasn't even there when they died.
This bickering is pointless. Let's just have the vote and be done with it.
Evita says Sunny is lazy, but I think it's mad.
Oh,
She does
great
her job
servant.
on her own time.
Brings the shrouding. Forgive this trespass. Guide me on this next journey, so that I may see the light and become promised once more. We meet again, Hunter, and it seems my time has come. It is the word of Janan and the will of the Serpent. I am a deserter of House Varun. As such, I have not followed the Serpent's path for many years. But here, on the eve of death, prayer comes natural to me. I suspected you would. I didn't see what became of Shinar, but I can imagine. No ship, no comms. Dehydration sets in. Some choose death. Others are forced to make harder decisions. Because I didn't want to be followed. The body can only survive without water for 3 days. Make no mistake. I took their supplies, knowing they would die. I was not, but he'll have his vengeance soon. That is a complicated question. When I left Shinar, I was afraid of being discovered. Then, I came here, befriended the people, and every situation became a mirror for what I'd done before. I do not feel guilt for the dead, but I feel fear when I imagine the same fate happening here. And they are braver souls than I. Looking back, I never valued life. Not mine, not theirs. This outpost has changed me. I see value in life, but that is not the same as being worthy of it. That, I leave for the people to judge. I would like to say yes, but the reality is, I had countless opportunities to tell my story. Until you came, I never did. Caspian will likely vote for my freedom, but the rest, I'm not sure. I've asked that you have a vote as well. You've seen what I've done, whereas the others have only heard. Changed? A man does not change who he is. I'm the spy who deserted House Varun and the pirate who stole for the Crimson Fleet. And I am the one who left Shinar to die. But I am also the man who has given his blood and sweat to this outpost. All these things are true. A fair question. I will say that everywhere I've been a prisoner. Even at Shinar, I was a prisoner to my own fear and paranoia. I never felt such bondage here. I don't know if it was the right place or the right time, but I chose to stay. Indeed. When we first met, you seemed prepared to leave my fate to the others. You know how you will vote? I see. Then let the verdict be fair and just.
I worry about this outcome.
If everyone is present, we can begin. All right, you've all had time to think this over. Many of you have talked to Hal and gotten his side. And I know some of you think we're rushing into this. But for the sake of the outpost, I'd like to resolve this now. On your ballot are 3 choices: execution, exile, or exoneration. Now, if anyone wants to say a few words, the floor is yours.
The man's confessed. We all know how we are voting. I have work to do and this is keeping me from it.
Fair enough. Anyone else have anything to say?
No, I do not. Vote your conscience. I will vote mine.
All right. While I would have liked to hear your testimony, we will respect your wishes here. On that note, I'll ask one more time. Would anyone else like to speak? If there are no more words, then it's time. Let's begin the vote. Citizens, if all the votes are in, I'll cast my vote and we'll begin the tally. Like all of you, I've given this a lot of thought and done a lot of soul searching over this vote. And for full transparency, I will be voting for Exile. Now, to count the votes. It seems we have a tie. We've decided that in this event, the visitor, as a neutral party, will break the tie. The floor is yours. What say you? Very well. The people of New Babylon have voted to exonerate.
Wow. No shit.
Hal Caruso's crimes will be forgiven, and he will be released from captivity. You can congratulate Hal or go back to your tents, but the decision is final. I know this process hasn't been easy, but it's over now. New Babylon will continue to grow and thrive in spite of what happened today. That was stressful. There's going to be a lot of conversations in the coming days about how to repair things. Looks like I've got no choice but to see it through. The ballot box is still there. See for yourself. We'll do our best to move on. At least with the community center up and running, there'll be a place to gather and talk about it. What was that?
It sounded like gunfire.
I'm on it. Hands up, asshole! You so much as move and I'm pulling the trigger.
You point your weapon at me when I am your savior! I have freed you from the poison that is Hal Caruso!
No, Cass, you didn't. Get back here.
He's dead. Hal's dead.
What? Everyone stay here and watch the prisoner. I'm gonna check on Hal. Shit. Cassie's right.
My friend!
Hal's dead.
You don't deserve to live!
Cass, wait!
Holy shit! Ah! God damn it, kid! What did you do?
Everyone, stand down. Sasha, escort Cassidy into a holding cell now!
Yes, ma'am.
Listen up, everyone. As of this moment, I am instituting a curfew. You're to return to your quarters until I give the go-ahead to leave.
This outpost has gone to shit.
I don't know what to say. How did this happen? I thought things were under control. Things were so promising here, I actually thought I could retire. I even had a home picked out. Open kitchen, quartz counters, and a view of the ocean. Now, I'll be living here until I die. You're right, but it won't be easy. Settling out here, we've been through some hard times, but nothing like this. I just hope I have it in me to guide us out of it. I wish there was, but it may be we have to disband the place completely. I'm sorry, but I need some time to process this and the future of this outpost. You're welcome to handle any business you have here in the meantime. Otherwise, I assume This is goodbye. The people of New Babylon have voted to exonerate.
No shit.
Hal Caruso's crimes will be forgiven, and he will be released from captivity. You can congratulate Hal or go back to your tents. But the decision...
So it's heard there may have been survivors, but I didn't know. So you don't wish to talk. I don't blame you. Words are empty. Come on, do it.
Lower. Reverence
You
for
had to.
dead variable.
This is not how I wanted things to end.
We heard a commotion. What happened?
Knew it! I knew that guy was gonna try something!
Now it makes sense why he stayed in the back. He was waiting to see if he needed to get his hands dirty. Why didn't he just respect the outcome? I suppose he knew that we would never execute one of our own. On that note, I'll reiterate the outcome of the vote. The people of New Babylon have voted to exonerate. Hal Caruso's crimes will be forgiven, and he will be released from captivity. You can congratulate Hal or go back to your tents, but the decision is final. I know this process hasn't been easy, but it's over now. New Babylon will continue to grow and thrive in spite of what happened today. The people of New Babylon have voted for Exile.
No shit.
Hal Caruso will be given transport off-world, at which point he is permanently banished from this outpost. You can say your goodbyes or go back to your tents, but the decision is final. I know this process hasn't been easy, but it's over now. New Babylon will continue to grow and thrive in spite of what happened today. That was straight. There's going to be a lot of conversations in the coming. Looks like I've got... I was hoping to talk to you about that. Hal said if the vote shook out this way, he wanted you to escort him out of here. For what it's worth, I agree. You've got a ship, and we can pay you the fare. Goodbye.
You return. I trust the vote is done. Then I have but one request. I would like you to take me to Shinar. I will live out my days there. I cannot turn back time, but I can try to rebuild what I destroyed. The ghosts of Shinar will not forgive what I've done, but they will witness my will to change. But no other place I see as fitting. If you grant me passage, I will do my best not to be a burden.
Scans show living organisms in vicinity. Affinity
Grave
for
markers.
location decreased.
So many of them. I don't even remember their names. It's not a competition. I don't know what comes next, but I will honor the vote and continue to live. Not likely. I aim to live out my days alone, but I will not shun those who seek refuge. No, I don't think the dead would want me to perform such an insult. I will repair only what I need. It will not be luck, but toil. Before we part, I want to say this. I am grateful for all that you've done, for New Babylon, and for me. I hope that I can someday return the favor. Until then, I wish you safe journeys.
The people of New Babylon have voted for execution. Hal has asked to choose the manner of death. I will allow it. You can say your goodbyes or go back to your tents, but the decision is final. I know this process hasn't been easy, but it's over now. New Babylon will continue to grow and thrive in spite of what happened today. That was stressful. There's going to be a lot of conversations in the coming days about how to repair things. Looks like I've got no choice but to see it through. I was hoping to talk to you about that. Hal said if the vote shook out this way, he wanted you to be the one to do it. And it makes sense. You're not from here. No one will resent you if you're the one who gives him peace. Goodbye.
Hal sealed his fate when he broke the law.
You return. I trust the vote is... Then I have but one request. I would like you to take me to Shinar. Bury me there, amongst the others. Then lead the way.
Marking region as within ideal margins for organic life.
For 10 days when I was born. At 7, I slew my growth and fashioned a dagger from its bones. At 20, I left Varun Kai and joined the Crimson Fleet. There I met a pirate named Oraline. Raven hair, deep hazel eyes. She died in a mutiny. It rained that night too. My soul and ship adrift, I crash-landed on Shinar, a refugee. And now, I return to Shinar. And the sky still weeps. Tell me, Hunter. Will it always?
Valeria can hook you up with a drink. Just don't overdo it.
You again? Did you ever find Shinar? Yes. And to think? What? You found him?
And how is he? Dead? Tortured? No?
Out. But I understood. Is this some kind of joke? How can I heal when my wounds are open? You are not wrong. It says that the past is a millstone, and turning it will only send us in circles. Fine. I'll trust you to dole out his punishment. And truth is, I don't care to see that man's face ever again.
people of New Babylon have voted to exonerate.
No shit.
Hal Caruso's crimes will be forgiven, and he will be released from captivity. You can congratulate Hal or go back to your tents, but the decision is final. I know this process hasn't been easy, but it's over now. New Babylon will continue to grow and thrive in spite of what happened today. That was stressful. There's going to be a lot of conversations in the coming days about how to repair things. Looks like I've got no choice but to see it through. Yeah, getting things back to normal will take some effort, but it's effort worth doing. Hal might disagree. On that note, if you don't mind, I'd like you to open his cell up. I'm sure this comes with some conflicting feelings for him, but we feel he's earned his freedom. Goodbye.
I guess it's business as usual then.
You return. I trust the vote is done. I am. There's no need to delay its coming. I see. When we met, I told you I was already dead. So it's strange now for others to insist I continue living. I'm not sure I know how. Yes, the people's mercy is not the same as their trust. I've broken it by hiding my past. I will do my best. And when my time comes, I will kneel before the ghosts of Shinar and put my soul on the scales. Perhaps by then, my body of work will be enough to balance them. Regardless, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to atone. Be well.